Be honest. Is there a name on your list right now of somebody that you know has real capacity? You've been wanting to reach out to them, but you just haven't. Now, it's not because you're lazy or because you don't believe in your mission or you don't care. It's because you're intimidated by their wealth. Today, we're talking about why wealthy donors intimidate so many nonprofit leaders and why procrastination is usually self protection in disguise. Why you're avoiding wealthy donors and what's it really all about. That is our focus on this episode. Let's huddle up. Hey, welcome to another episode of Huddle Up with Mark, the Fund Coach. I'm Mark Duncan. And yeah, I'm going in today. I'm going in to talk about a challenging issue that comes up. It rears its ugly head often, especially with folks that I'm working with. And that is this intimidation that we feel when it comes to dealing with wealthy donors. Now, when you sit across from someone who has significant capacity, maybe you feel smaller, you feel less successful, less sophisticated, maybe a little financially insecure. And I get that. When I started fundraising, when I started in this space, especially when I was working in higher education and I was interacting with a lot of individuals with high capacity, I had those moments and I was significantly younger. And so that insecurity was even more significant back then because I was at the beginning of my career, the beginning of my adulting, if you would. And so those feelings were magnified because here I was sitting across from people who were older than me, who had significant capacity and had significant success. And I felt a little intimidated. And this is especially true if you didn't grow up around wealth or you're not used to uh, seeing this, or you are always at small organizations. And you personally, right? Let's face it, as nonprofit leaders in small organizations, you're not earning a whole lot. And so those feelings of intimidation, again, can be magnified. And then let's talk about our money memories, right? I talk about this often. What are those first memories that you have about money? And couple that with the intimidation that you're feeling, it can trigger some things like imposter syndrome. You start comparing, you start replaying those old money stories in your head, and you have these moments where you're living in a state of scarcity, right? And these can create real problems when it comes to raising money. And so we walk around with these unconscious beliefs and we transfer those unconscious beliefs across the table from us. And so if we feel this way, they must feel this way. If we're feeling as though we lack the resources personally to be able to do what we're going to ask of them, then perhaps they are going through that problem as well. And then we tend to over prepare and we tend to overthink and over explain and we trip over our words and we're not focused on the mission. We're not focused on the people that we serve. So, what I am here to help you get past and help you understand, and this is hard to embrace. I know this. But understand that those beliefs that you have, those experiences that you had, that shaped your money story, that shaped your relationship with money, those are yours. Those are yours and yours alone. And so the moment that you recognize that that's it, right? And that this is not about you, it's about them. And more importantly, about the people that you serve. And that when you recognize that these are people just like you, they wake up in the morning just like you, they pour their coffee or their tea or whatever they drink in the morning just like you, they put their pants on one leg at a time just like you. And they have the same worries and concerns and life challenges just like you. You see, resources don't eliminate daily struggles and challenges, right? Sometimes we think that they do and they don't. And all I'm saying here is that the people that have capacity, those people that are in your database, that person on your list that you're avoiding is waiting for you to reach out and connect. Especially if this is a person that has been supporting your organization in a small way or a large way. But in likelihood is that this is a person that may be giving, maybe consistently, annually, maybe a 3-figure gift, a 4-figure gift, and you think that that's it, that that's all that's there. When in actuality, the signal that they may be sending to you is that if you extend a hand to connect personally, not transactionally, because that's how those gifts have come in. But if you take a moment, pick up the phone and call and set up a time just to talk, just to share with them an update about your organization and to introduce yourself and to thank them for the giving that has taken place thus far. Sometimes that's all it takes, is to just get started. And so this intimidation that we feel, this hesitation that we feel, this uh, feeling of lack and feeling of being less than is something that you have to recognize and own that those thoughts are yours and they are thoughts. They are not reality. And once you move that out of the way and you start to connect with this donor who has capacity, who's interested in your mission, and has been connected to you, linked to you, and you'll be surprised at where this can go. You see, there's a significant cost connected to avoiding these kinds of people and these kinds of conversations. And so days go by, weeks go by, months go by, that name sits on the list, somebody that you need to call, but other things become more important. And next thing you know, you're 2 months before the fiscal year is ending. And now you're feeling some anxiety about not having moved forward. Just imagine with me for just a moment what it will feel like when you give that person the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of the people that you serve. Because that is what this is about. They have the capacity to do so. They've been giving to your organization for years, not in the way that they are capable of, but they have been giving because they care about what you do. Now, they may not know enough about your organization. That's where you come in. That's where that phone call comes in. That's where you schedule that coffee to begin that relationship. and sharing with them all the good things that you're doing. And most importantly, listening to them about what's important to them about what you do. It's no different than when you make a new friend, because at the end of the day, that is what you're doing. You're making a new friend, but you are making a new friend on behalf of your mission. You're making a new friend on behalf of the people that you serve. And that new friendship can convert into a significant, sustainable, annual, major gift or transformational gift that can make a huge difference in your organization. There's a tremendous cost that comes with that avoidance. And at the root of that is the story that you live with that plays in your mind often. And somehow you believe that that story is the same story of the person sitting across from you. Not that you're doing that consciously. It's what's keeping you, your own story, is what's keeping you from asking boldly. But they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to lean in, connect, learn from them and hear about what's important to them. Tell them about what you're doing and how it's impacting the lives of the people that you serve. Maybe introducing them to the people that you serve, sharing data and information about what you've done thus far, whether it's to mitigate a problem or to empower individuals with new skills, new talents, whether it's through the arts, social services, education, any of those things, all of those things make a difference in the lives of the people that you serve. And they go on to talk about it. You've got to be able to capture that so that those stories that the people that you serve are telling are also those stories that you tell to your potential donors. And that $250 gift that you got from this person that is that name that's sitting on your list right now that you are not calling because you're saying to yourself, well, they only gave us $250, even though you've done wealth screening, even though you know that this person has a net worth of $10 million. But you're saying, well, and this comes up often with people that I work with, you may be saying to yourself, well, they've only given us $250. Why would they give us more? I'll tell you why. Because you'll get to connect with them, show them what you do, listen to them, and ultimately ask them for that gift. And I guarantee you, they will say yes. It may not be what you ask for because you're creating that baseline. And the flip side of that is it may be what you ask for and you get it right then and there. Right? You're trying to find your baseline, the beginning point. Because that's what this is about. This isn't about the gift. This is about the relationship. This is about sustaining that relationship so that you get a gift this year and you stay connected with them, and you get a gift next year and you stay connected with them, and so on and so on. And each ask you make can be greater than the one before. That's it. So as you stare at that name and you hesitate to make that call, remember this. Remember this. Remember that they're waiting for you and that there's so much more there if you lean in. So, my challenge to you, take a look at your top 5 prospects. You've screened them, and take action on those top 5. Call, email, leverage a board member or someone else who can door open for you. Take action because you can literally 10x your fundraising if you do this consistently with high capacity people who care deeply about what you do. Because at the end of the day, this fundraising thing, it isn't about the dollars. It's about what the dollars do for the people that you serve. I hope this is helpful. I hope this removes that hesitation and that you take action. We'll see you next time. Thanks.